Heyo Stinkies and welcome to the video. As you saw from the thumbnail and the title, we're going to be looking into the game Era of Terror on Roblox. If you've been following the game for a while already, I'll explain what happened to it. But if you're new, let's first start off with what is Era of Terror. The origins of EOT go really far back and a lot of things happen like the changing of owners and etc, which is why we're just going to focus on the current version of EOT for simplicity's sake. I might explain the history of the game in another video though. EOT, aka Era of Terror, is a dinosaur survival game on Roblox, where you can play from a range of carnivores, herbivores or omnivorous dinosaurs on a semi-large map where you have to keep an eye on your thirst, hunger, and other players if you want to survive. The main game mode of the game is survival mode, where you start as a baby dinosaur and just pray that you survive. The sandbox mode is a sandbox mode, but the way it works is that you have to unlock the dinosaur in survival mode to be able to play it at any stage in sandbox. Bit of a unique twist on the sandbox mode from what I've seen in other dinosaur games. With the main game mode, aka survival mode, Era of Terror does lean in quite heavily towards realism, unlike other dinosaur games on Roblox currently. So if you like challenging survival games, I definitely recommend this game if you've never heard about it before. A lot of the times it will make you rage. But now on to why I'm making this video. What then happened to EOT? If you search in Era of Terror on Roblox and experiences, you'll probably see it with a very low player count. Why this is important is because the game racks in around only 18 to 15 players, when it used to grab 300 to 500 and a lot of the times 800 to 1000 players a day. So what's up? Whilst it can't be pinpointed on one thing, a lot of people think the reason the game died is due to the amount of bugs and lag spikes that would interfere with gameplay. Some examples of notable bugs would be save losses, flinging, dinosaurs getting stuck or falling under the map when spawning, which would erase all of your progress because you'd have to die, or, you'd die instantly. And dinosaurs being stuck in place when you loaded, which would leave you vulnerable for someone else to attack and kill you. Most of these bugs are solved now, and there's a solution for lag on the way. But those bugs not being solved for a very long time, and there's actually still annoying bugs in the game now, also accompanied with there was no new content for months to come. The game looked broken, and as many people would claim now, dead, which deterred a lot of people away and made them move on to other games. So whilst the bugs are definitely a part of the lower player counts, I think the main reason was due to lack of content and the solving of those bugs. So why did EOT stop development? Or why did it look like they stopped development? One of the biggest reasons EOT stopped giving content updates was because they were actually going to make a change that will stop any new dinosaurs or mechanics being added. Mesh deformation. Because they planned to use mesh deformation for EOT, it would change how dinosaurs were made, so the old method for dinosaur model creation couldn't be used anymore. But back then, mesh deformation was just announced by Roblox, and so it would take months for mesh deformation to actually be implemented in Roblox Studio and played in public servers. So the main game of Era of Terror slowly fizzled and died off due to the buggy state it was in with no new content, as mesh deformation wasn't out yet, and like I said previously, wouldn't be for a long time. But the reason I said main game earlier is because they have another game which most development is in. It's the testing game slot you can pay to get in to see new things early. Testing slots are where basically games make their testing public to people to see all the new content that's being in the works, but can't be added to the main game yet. Ludicrous Cunning Fox and the CS team actually do this with their games too, and many more on Roblox actually are doing this now, so the fact EOT was doing this made me happy too, especially since you can actually see and go into it. But anyway, back to the point. Currently in EOT's testing game slot, there are the new models with mesh deformation added to them, with animations too, so if you want to go check it out, I'll leave a link in the description. So whilst the main game halted development, they were still working on things behind the scenes to get EOT back to a new playable state. On a personal note, I'm glad that the game is continuing development, but I would have liked more transparency and more updates, because that was such a quiet time for the game to be and I really thought it did die. On the 29th of the 4th, in EOT's official Discord server, there was a game news post by the game's owner, known as Aliens, regarding EOT's state. There was a bit about the sandbox mode, the hiring of a new scripter to speed up development, and some other features coming. But if you'd like to read all of that, you can pause the video, as I'm just going to focus on the more relevant bits. As we are effectively killing off the main game, it's only fitting to redress your grievances with something that will knock it all out of the park. We are planning on releasing what has been dubbed EOT 2, as an update to the game that will be unparalleled in any scale to any previous update ever made to EOT. You may be wondering what's in store for our upcoming update. Here's some things planned, to list a few. 1. Complete overhaul of the UI, adapted to 2021 standards and to match the quality of the new dinosaurs. 2. An entirely new map with all new plant assets to reflect the scale of this game, and a different biome from what we're all used to. More details on this upcoming map will be revealed more and more in the coming weeks, so stay tuned. 3. Mesh deformation, an all-new method of creating dinosaurs, which allows us to drastically optimize the dinosaurs to where you won't lag while using them, even on the lowest end PC or tablet. On a personal note, that seems a bit, far-fetched, because terrain is quite laggy on Roblox, so I don't think that's going to be possible. But, okay, we'll see how it goes. 4. Control script overhaul, featuring completely new mechanics such as scent, sleeping, revamped nesting, revamped combat, crouching, supplements, and perks. Because of the nature of this update, this is obviously going to be a several-month-long process. We have already hired a fantastic new scripter, a plant designer, and have fully shifted our focus towards creating the undisputed champion of dinosaur games on Roblox. All we can ask for is your patience in waiting for us to take on this endeavor. I cannot give any estimated dates on when the release will occur specifically, but I will tell you this. We have plans to change the way we quality assurance test our game, in the way that will make bugs much less likely to slip past us. In the meantime, we hope this message provided some clarity for the future, and gives you hope that our game has begun to take a massive shift into greatness. Note: in summary, EOT will, for the most part, be on hold until this massive update is completed. Expect active community participation in this process in the meantime. So there you have it, the future of EOT. I'm quite hopeful towards it. The models looked really good, and I like what they have planned. Though I was a bit cautious of expecting a lot due to how the main game was handled compared to something like how Prehistoric Earth is doing the transition from studio models to mesh deformation. But EOT started their transition when mesh deformation just was announced, and I thought Roblox would publish it soon, which they didn't, so that you can't really hold it against them, I suppose. But that's it, dudes, from this video. I hope you enjoyed and learned something about this cool Roblox dinosaur game. Leave your thoughts and comments down below, and leave a like if you think Titan is thick as fuck.